Welcome, everyone, to Open Minded Mystics. I am so excited for tonight's show. This is episode 107, and we have an amazing guest, Miss Katie Easterwood. I am so thrilled because I actually got to meet her in person, as did your host tonight, Miss Tracy Locke. I'm going to bring her out because we are just buzzing with excitement and energy. Tracy, oh my gosh. First of all, let me get us both on the same screen.
Go on the same.
Are you so pumped?
Okay, you ladies and gentlemen, anyone watching, hold on to your seats. You can tell Donna and I are like, bzzz. We are totally buzzing. That's the perfect word. I have been excited all week long to get Katie Easterwood here on Open Minded Mystics. You guys, I'm telling you right now, don't watch Netflix.
No.
Put down your magazines. Don't eat dinner right now.
Don't eat dinner.
You need to just focus on this hour of Open Minded Mystics.
Yes.
You are going to fall in love. Donna and I fell in love with this woman when we were out in Sedona. We found her by happenstance. We're going to go over all of that. And we had, I can only speak for myself, but I know Donna felt the same way because we talked about it the whole rest of the week. It was like a magical, unbelievable, otherworldly experience, right?
Yes. It was. I'm going to, you know what? I'm just going to put this up one more time. Look at this smile on this beautiful being. And Katie Easterwood is a voice channel. And I was blown away by the fact I've never been in the same room. Well, actually, I was in the same room with Esther Hicks, and I've been to see Abraham Hicks. But, you know, this was like the wildest experience. Wait, you know what we have to do? We have to bring Kim out. I feel Kim like
bring her out
right now. And she's like, what about me? We have so much to talk about. And I feel like we're at like some kind of a slumber party sleepover, but it's probably because I'm just in the dark a little bit over here. But I wanted to set the mood for tonight's show because I'm just so excited.
Yes.
All right, Are you ready? We're going to bring out the president.
So ready.
Coach. Let's give it up for Miss Kim Mazzella.
Hey, there she is.
I am so excited about tonight. I really am. I mean, Katie Easterwood, I wish I had been on that trip with you guys. I would have loved to, but it's Sedona. There was just something about that energy. And when she stepped into our green, when I got to meet her today, I was already like, I love this lady. I just met you 30 seconds ago and I just want to be your best friend. So I cannot wait to introduce her to everybody and just dive into her mind and find out all about her because she just seems amazing. It must have been awesome to see her in person.
It was. And we're going to talk about it. Let's not forget we have one big event we need to talk about as well, which is going to be this Wednesday evening. And
let's talk about it.
Live event, Open Minded Mystics Live. It's April 26th from 7 to 8:30. It is $30. That's the cost. And it's going to be at Salon Gossip, 1036 Broad Street in Bloomfield. If you'd like to join us, you could Venmo at Kim-Mazzella-1. I'm going to put that up a little larger so everybody can see that needs, reading glasses like myself. So that's going to be at Kim-Mazzella-1. It's $30 and bring yourself and bring your great energy. And if you're watching right now and you're coming, I'm sure that half the time is going to be spent talking about Miss Katie Easterwood because she's incredible.
Yeah.
Yes. We had such a great time. We did this last month. So those of you that are watching that did not have the chance, we had several people contact us and say, that date doesn't work for me. Do you have other dates? So this is a new date. It's a brand new topic. We are so excited. We had such a great time last month when we did it. We had such an amazing group of women. And again, we created this unbelievable bond, which seems to happen every time you're with a group of women, or just doesn't have to be just women, but people that are working on themselves and very excited to grow and become better people. And everyone you see here was so warm and wonderful and giving, and they just opened up. And by the end of it, it felt like we knew each other forever. It's just the weirdest thing, isn't it?
Yeah. Awesome. I love our topic. The whole thing is about connection, but the next one I'm really looking forward to talking about, because if you are feeling like you want to be more courageous or have more power, or feeling like you need to develop your strength or your confidence, we're going to be just discussing that. And I really loved that session was all about connection. And it really felt like when we all got together, what was on everybody's mind was connection. And so I'm going to be really interested to see how confidence plays out in that room, because I felt like everybody at the end of that felt so connected to each other. And I really think that at the end of this one, we're all going to leave there feeling confident in ourselves and confident in the relationships that we created with each other. It's just amazing. There's something that happens when women get together, and I really, nothing against the guys, but when women to get together, and taking off your mask and just standing in front of somebody and saying, I really just want to connect. And we need that. We really need that ability to be able to connect with each other on that heart to heart kind of level that happens in groups like this. And of course, there's always the meditation at the end where we really go out of our way and make ourselves connect. I make sure that by the end of it, we're connected energetically through light, through love. And one of the great things is when you leave, you're still connected. We keep those connections open. And I always say they're just connections of love. Anytime anybody's feeling happy, we'll all be feeling happy. We all benefit from each other. So I love that experience of that connection that we create in those groups. And I'm really looking forward to building our tribe and having more people. And if you did miss the last one, come to this one there. And if you feel a little shy, reach out. We will be waiting for you with open arms, because I know for me, I am, even though I seem like an extrovert, I am super shy to walk into rooms that I've never been in before. I'm always like, oh, why am I going to do this? But we're so excited to have you join us. Believe me, you will within the first minute be so happy that you came. And if you're shy, just find me, your other shy person. I'm not the comedian in the room, and I am really happy to walk you through it and bring you in and envelop you in the love that is open-minded mystics. We can't wait to see you then. So really reach out. It's not too late. There's still some spaces.
What's up, Madeline? Madeline says, hi, girls. Glad I'm on tonight. I'll try to be there. Not sure yet. Will you let us know? Yeah. And if you are trying to come and join us, just email us at manifestingmondays at manifestingmondays8@gmail.com. And we will get back to you and we'll connect and we'll make it happen. I'm really excited about that.
Yeah. Yes. And one of the things I thought was so great before we move on is that I felt that was so interesting and relevant, and that you should know if you're debating whether you're coming or not. Remember when we all shared and we were all going through such similar things?
Yeah.
It was the weirdest thing. I was sitting there listening to other people being like, this is my story. This is my story. This is my story. And everyone was saying that. It's so interesting how much things cross over and how much we are all dealing with very, very similar situations.
Well, the energy is what we put out there, and the energy is what created that group. And that's what was amazing. It was like we were all magnetically and energetically brought to that space for that reason.
I know. Can you put that flyer up one more time just so people know how?
I didn't want to cover your beautiful faces, but why not? Let's try it again.
I know. Oh my God, I'm wearing the orange again. And are you wearing? Nope. Okay.
No, I have yellow on tonight.
I'm the only one wearing the same exact thing. And that's weird. I didn't even realize that. But again, it's this coming Wednesday, April 26th from 7 to 8. It's only $30. The location is Salon Gossip, 1036 Broad Street. That's Bloomfield, New Jersey. Jersey peeps, PA peeps, New York peeps. It's all really close. And to come, you can Venmo at Kim or pay at the door. We are so excited to see you. Trust me, it's worth every penny. We just had such a great time last time. And the energy, that's the crazy part is Kim and Donna were saying to me, yeah, you might feel drained at the end of it because we're doing such work, but we all walked away feeling completely energized, relaxed, but energized. It was wild. It was a really cool feeling.
I think inspired was like how I left feeling. I left feeling super inspired. And that's the thing is that in that meditation, I've had people say, I don't want to be connected to other people. I make sure that we're connected only in joy. And the way I set it up is to make sure that we only give the best to each other. And I really do feel like we gave each other our best and we all left lifted up. We really did. It was great. Really
yep. So 7 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. Join us Wednesday night. It's going to be amazing. And if you're watching and you're joining, it's like a cool kids club. We're going to have so much more to talk about just because the entire evening. I feel like so excited because we're connected in just the knowledge of our guest tonight, Katie Easterwood.
Oh my God. Okay. So she's coming up next, ladies and gentlemen. So if you have to get a snack, if you have to get a drink, do it right now so that I'll do this intro. And by the time you get everything together, you'll be ready. You'll have your drink. You'll have your snack. You'll be settled in. You'll be ready to rock and roll. Okay. So this guest coming on. Now, Donna and I were in Sedona, Arizona. We went to Arizona to do the Grand Canyon, right? And I said to Donna, if we're going to be in Arizona, we have to go to Sedona because Sedona is this magical, magical place. And we said, we all talked about it. Everyone that was on the trip, and we go, listen, if we're in Sedona, we've got to do something magical. We've got to do something great. So we literally looked online. I was looking online. Donna was looking, and I was like, they have this workshop at this place I've never heard of. This woman we don't know, but it sounds really cool. And I think we should just go. And then I was like, or should we hike? And Donna was like, you know what?
It was going to rain, right? It was going to rain. And we were like, no, even the universe is saying, the weather is saying, we should not be hiking today.
Right.
We should be going to the center.
Yeah, because I brought it up, and then in my true fashion, and Donna knows me, and Kim knows me a little bit, but Donna really knows. I was like, or we could do this, or we could do this. And Donna was like, no. The first thing that you said is the thing that we should do. So we piled into the car. We were like, literally, we were going to make it just like under the wire and make it in time. And I'm like, oh my God. And we're calling number to try to get tickets, and we can't get through. It's just like it's just a message. And we're like, oh my God, what if we get there and we can't get in? And Donna was like, doesn't matter. Donna's like, we'll manifest it. We will get in there.
You're awesome, Donna.
There. Yeah. And it was like this magical place, Kim, that you would have flipped over. It was so beautiful and serene when you walked in, and it smelled great, like the incense. They had this beautiful store where I got my beads.
Yeah, I got my bracelet.
Yeah, I got my bracelets and my beads, and I got all these books. And
wait, celebrate this. They're used books. Now, we're traveling back from Arizona to New Jersey.
Right.
And like a lot of people will go shopping like for clothes. I'm not like into that. But I had to like reconfigure my luggage because I got all these books about like mom issues, except for this book. That I love this book so much. Well, I love this book too, but this book was a book I treated myself to.
That's awesome. So we get in there. It's magical. It smells great. It's like as soon as you walk in, it's like, those places where it's just beautifully put together. They have like a water feature, so you just hear like the trickle of the water. And then Katie comes out. And she is like, you know what she's like? She's like so warm. She has this energy that is, you're going to fall in love with her. She's like warm and beautiful and adorable and sweet and nice and knowledgeable. Like you can feel that the minute you see her. And then she gets up there and does her thing. And it was awesome.
I can't wait to find out what her thing is.
So let me just say this. There's a piece about this woman. There's a piece. No.
You guys are frozen.
That's all right.
Can you hear me?
All right. Yes, we can hear you. Can you hear me? I can hear you. You're the one that's frozen for us. But there's a piece about her. I could see you.
Yeah.
Yes.
So there's a piece that when she came out, even though you knew, like it was like magical, there was just something like, I don't know, it made me get very choked up. It was just like very, like, I don't know, like you just wanted to be quiet and you're like listening, like waiting to see what she was going to say. We were in a room full of like people that we didn't know. And at the end of it, everybody's up, and at the beginning, like people were quiet and like kind of just respecting each other's space. At the end, we were all like, "Do you believe what you just said?" And like, who's crying and who's like talking to each other? It was pretty awesome.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
I think amazing. It was such an epically. Can you hear me?
Yeah,
can you hear me now?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Can you guys hear me? Okay. Yes. No. So it was just unbelievably amazing. I don't know. I feel it's like I keep freezing. I'm like, oh my God, they're here. There's all kinds of things happening because my computer's going completely wacko. I see you guys, and then it's like boop, beep, bop, boop. But you guys can hear me at
we're hearing you.
He was
You're
there.
Fine. You're fine.
He was there.
Okay.
Okay.
So what do you think?
Right. So
I think
let's get ready. Let's get really ready. Okay.
I think that we should bring her out. I cannot wait to start talking to
her.
Oh,
I do. That's what I was going to do. I was going to give her like a full real deal intro.
All right, go for it.
Okay. Okay. Coming to you live from Sedona, Arizona, ladies and gentlemen. She is the Wisdom Council, one spirit, one heart. She's a voice channel. She is an amazingly wonderful woman. We are so excited and honored to have our guest, Katie Easterwood, here with you, Open-Minded Mystics, right now. Woo!
Welcome.
All right. Welcome.
If you can hear me?
Yes,
can
we
hear
look
you.
loud and clear.
So the Wisdom Council wants you to know about Wednesday that and the last time that you guys are attracting your soul family, and there's a very large group of people in your area that are your soul family. But that's why you connect so easily and everybody feels so comfortable once they get together, is you had many past lives together.
Wow.
That's
So
awesome.
that's part of what the energy that's taking place, they said, at these events is your family that's finding each other through the ages.
I
Oh,
love
that's,
that.
I love
Love
it. I
it.
love it. I love it. All right. Oh, I'm so excited. Seriously, Katie, you have no idea. We have been talking about this all week long, just being like, oh my God, I can't believe she's coming on the show. Oh my God, it's going to be so great. First of all, you look gorgeous. Their
Thank you.
color, you look fantastic. And we said it, Donna and I both said it, but I'm sure you hear it, but I want to talk to you about it. You have such a warm, welcome, inviting, and loving energy, which I did not expect, because sometimes you don't know when you say, oh, you're going to see a channel. You have no idea I didn't have any idea what that actually meant. I didn't know what we were in for. But one thing that Donna and I did not discuss, so it was Donna, my boyfriend Chris, and myself there. And Katie, when you started talking, and here's the thing, Donna knows this about me, and Kim knows a little bit, but Donna really knows. I am a very emotional person, but I don't show my emotions a lot. I'm very like happy-go-lucky 99% of the time, but I don't let a lot of people behind what's really going on. The minute, ladies and gentlemen, I got in that room and Katie started talking, tears that I could not control
Wow.
the whole time, where my boyfriend Chris turned around and like held my hand. He was like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "Yes." I don't know what's happening, but I'm okay. But the whole time Katie was talking, just tears.
That's so
Donna,
awesome.
you experienced that
Yeah,
as
it
well.
was like a great release. It really was. And it was just so like special to be in your presence. And I want to say thank you so much for being here, for you and the Wisdom Council, joining us. This has been in the works since we left. Like we talked about it as soon as we left. We were like, we have to see if she'll come on. And then our schedules were great. I really do feel that this is when it was supposed to be. So I appreciate you being open to being here with us. And I'm just so excited.
There's the Wisdom Council constantly sends energy through me, but they don't have to. They're sending energy to you now. And that's why when you were sitting there and having that reaction, of course, my conscious self was to the side and they were speaking, but they communicate and are to you now energetically. So your reaction, Tracy, to that was to actually their energy connecting with the energy in your being, your spirit energy, and feeling that. And I think that's the warmth. When I was a mental health therapist for 30 years before I retired and became this. And actually, I had somebody in a group with me once that said she could see, because she could see energy just kept flowing through my heart, connecting with the heart of any member I was speaking to. And that's what I always felt. It never mattered what I said as a therapist. What mattered is the energy flowing through me. And that was way before I ever knew of the Wisdom Council or I was going to be a voice channel, but I could feel this loving energy. I always thought of it as the Christ energy then, this loving energy just flowing through my being to connect with that person. And that was the healing experience. So now it's like many entities flowing through to connect with you guys. So
That's got to feel so wild. So we're going to start at the very beginning, Katie. When did you know that you were getting any kind of energy? You said this started not specifically with the Wisdom Council, but receiving energy and messages when you were little. Is that
well,
correct?
this is evidently my life purpose, and I resisted it all because I can not obviously not everybody comes in with feeling that they're a spirit and something beyond it. But at 3, 4, and 5, I would just start talking to my parents about knowing I've had other lives. Um, Most of my life, it's only once this started happening, I've accepted it. I could feel that I ought to be able to think myself anywhere. And it was very frustrating. I couldn't. The body felt like a prison to me. So somehow I came through in this life to be able to do this work, remembering more of my spiritual nature and my true identities. I read books from the Eastern masters and that they could think themselves places and I couldn't do that at the time. And I thought, I know I should be able to do that. So it started back then. And I've always been, as a result, interested. I was raised Catholic, which I went till I was 18. And then I was just fascinated in all spiritual, because I think there's truth in all religions. But I felt very lucky that nobody said to me, these things aren't true, you can't talk about them, or there's something wrong with that. So I studied metaphysical work and Edgar Cayce's readings and stuff like that in my 20s, and bought their meditation program that was a book of a lot of these cassettes at the time, and started meditating that way. So that goes back to my 20s. But part of my past life memories are what people would call witchcraft, but having psychic abilities. And I actually can feel myself being burned and tortured for that in previous lives. So I always blocked embracing my skills and sought other skills. So I really had to get past that blockage of past life memories. And I think that's why I'm in Sedona, is I seem normal to people in Sedona.
That's crazy. Yeah.
You know what's
That's
so
awesome.
exciting? Yeah, which I think this is what is so incredible about you, that people will flip out when they realize this. I know I did. I was like, oh my God, this is like the best of both worlds. So you're a therapist and you manage a psychiatry clinic for a major healthcare provider for quite a long time. So you're literally on both sides of this equation of
Yes.
psychiatry and therapy, and then metaphysics, which is like, it seems like they're opposite, but they're not. So, but you see, like, where, just as you said, some people would look at this and be like, what are you talking about? But then Sedona, everyone's like, oh, I know exactly what you're talking about. How did you in the beginning deal with those two worlds? Because you had to come at it with like, what's happening right now?
Well, to me, that world blends more. It was the other world. I started out being an environmentalist after college. My undergraduate degree is in environmental planning and management, and went into the governor's office in California for 8 years, working on environmental policy. That
Okay.
seems much further. I
Yes.
definitely would not have come out of the closet as a psychic in that environment.
Although
I
we
love
need
how you call
that.
it coming
Right.
out of the closet.
Yeah.
It's so true.
Although
though.
it was part of my passion, but towards the end of that, and that's what they use. They use my life as an example, the Wisdom Council. I really felt that I didn't belong there. Of course, it was 8 years, and that governor's time was up anyway. But it's like I felt called to something else, and I started doing volunteer work with cancer patients at a local hospital. And I would be so drained after work, and I'd walk in to do the volunteer work, and I'd leave so energized. And I realized that was my passion. So I had to figure out how I was going to do that and then support myself. And some friends told me, well, becoming a licensed clinical social worker is the best way to do that. So I went back to school and got my master's in social work and became a licensed clinical social worker. But the first effort was, again, that's why I've never seen it different. I was called to do hospice work. Helping people make their transition to the other side is important. And somebody that did a reading for me once said, that was when I was a shaman in a life in Scotland or something. I went on the battlefields to help people that moved out of their body to quick transition to the other side. And I thought, well, that's interesting. She didn't even know that. That's been an interest of mine in this life. It seems so precious to share that moment with somebody when they are going back to their pure spirit form. So at first I was a medical social worker and worked in that area. And then I thought, well, I really want people to be happier with life before this point. So then that it seemed like a little late. I worked with their families to adjust and help, but it seemed like it was a little late to do it. They were going to be in their true magnificence soon anyway. But that's when I ended up going the last 30 years in the mental health area. But to me, it all blends together. If you look at the first book that they dictated, I kept thinking, is this, and it is like dictation because they're like talking to me and I just type in a trance state. But if you look at their adventures, there's 26 adventures I would call them exercises, but they're what I worked with people as a therapist in letting go of their inner critic. I mean, what surprised me is when they talk about the first key is setting your intention, and your power to design your life is intention. And that had never come across. But this inner critic that they talk about, it blocks your connection with your spirit because it's the environmental conditioning you've had of a lifetime, and you incorporate it, and it sends you negative messages. Your mind incorporates it. And as long as your inner critic is disempowering you, then you're not able to hear your spirit within. So a lot of these exercises I do are things from a cognitive behavioral perspective I worked with as a therapist to empower people to, because I never saw myself as healing somebody. I was always trying to tap into their inner strengths to help them heal themselves. And that's the same purpose as the Wisdom Council. So my purpose in that probably never changed. It's just now the Wisdom Council does that.
Which
It's
is
easy. I just sit there and they flow through me and do the work.
okay. Now,
Because
Katie's making it sound like it's so easy, but let me tell you, when you go through the experience with Katie and the Wisdom Council, it is so energizing, overwhelming, magnificent, and life affirming. It's bananas. I've never felt anything like it before, Katie, or since I've done it. And Donna and I talked about it, like you said, we've talked about it for over a year of how awesome it was. We're still talking about it. So I guess the question would be, because this is Open-Minded Mystics, and our job is to open up people that have never experienced this. They totally know what we're talking about. So we do all facets. Can you explain to us what a voice channel is and who the Wisdom Council actually is, or what that entity is?
first, let me say, anybody that's watching this now or in the future, they're sending energy through, and they are the energy of infinite love. And that's why you connect that way with them. So as a voice channel, it's different. For maybe 6 years before they started coming into my body and using my body to speak to people directly, they would speak to me. And it would start that I was in a meditation group and there was a discussion, and suddenly I'd hear, tell them this. And so I, Katie, would hear them and tell them what they're saying. So that's like an audible psychic experience. And to my surprise, the part of me would want to censor it and all of that. And I just had to trust to say what they say. And every time the person, it was just like, it almost, like you said, brought them to tears. It was just what they needed to hear that moved them forward. And that helped me trust the guidance. So they had been, through my starting to meditate, when I got to Sedona, they had been connecting with me and talking to me and helping guide my life for a long time and building that up. And then I signed up. I followed Abraham Hicks, by the way, for 25 years. So like I said, I've always been fascinated, but would never take that step. And so at that point, Sheila Gillette with Theo, who's the one that talked to Esther about being a channel and doing it, came to Sedona at the same church that you were at.
Mm-hmm.
And I went to see them, and my guidance was to sign up for a year program to be mentored with them. And I trust and I followed that because I didn't know. And actually, I ended up, I have inherited mineral rights in Texas that have never paid much, but somebody did a lease at that time that sent me to talk about manifesting enough money just to pay for their program for the year. So it was no doubt in my mind that this is the way I was being guided. So as I meditated in this council, what took me to these strange dimensions in my meditation so they could adjust my energy for this to happen, I kept working with Theo, who's a group of 12 archangels, to validate whether what I was hearing is true. And halfway through that process, they said, you came here to be a voice channel for us. And that just blew me away because that's what I was most afraid of. And a voice channel is, they're not just, so when they dictate the book, it is like they're talking to me. A voice channel means my conscious self moves aside. They come in and blend totally with my energy, and they are using my voice. So now I'm relaying what they say, but when they come through and they're a voice channel to talk to somebody, they actually are the ones doing the talking. I can't censor what they're saying. And I don't know what they're going to say before they say it. I hear it because my energy is a part of that. And I remember even at the workshop you were at, I think there was a break and we closed, and I'm thinking they've gone. And I went out and I was talking to several people in the audience, and suddenly they just popped back in and said something to the person. And I thought, whoa, that wasn't me that just said that.
Wow.
So
That's crazy.
there is, I can
That's
feel
awesome.
the clear difference when they're coming through. And that's what I said. It's easier when you're a therapist, you're tracking what everybody's saying and trying to figure out what's the most supportive thing to guide them to their answers rather than give them their answers. And in this, I just let them flow through me, and they're responsible. Even when I sit down to type on the books, I don't know what they're going to say before they say it. The conscious me
Wow.
sits down and says, okay, I don't have a clue what you want to, like the one they started on after compassion today was too many bridges to cross. And I thought, where did they come up with that one? And then I thought, where are they going with this? And all of a sudden in 5 minutes, they had 2 pages written that I didn't have a clue what they were going to do.
That is
So one of it
amazing.
is audibly coming through me, and all of us have more predominant psychic senses, and I'm an audio receiver more than a visual. Some people are more visual. I'm kinesthetic secondly, and others are more kinesthetic. But the the actual voice channel is them coming through me and doing the talking. So somebody's actually talking to non-physical energy. And now how they explain themselves is they are all non-sentient beings, all non-physical energy that is concerned about life on Earth. So you're talking about all the master beings that have been on Earth. You're talking about all the angels that are concerned with Earth. All of our, recently they said all of our higher selves, of those of us that chose an Earth life, are still connected to their energy. So they really are the creative universal energy of the universe that are concerned and focused on life on Earth. And any one of them may come through and speak at the time.
That was going to be my question. Like, do you hear different voices, or does it all sound the same to you?
It's all energy, so I don't hear different voices. I feel different energies, especially since I'm a kinesthetic person. I
Right.
can tell in the book when they change energy,
Mhm.
and I can tell in the audience when they change energy. Recently, because I don't want people, like other psychics have said, to focus on who's doing the talking, because it's all the universal truth.
Mhm.
But Jesus, who has just been actually all of these I think of as a comforter, but Jesus has been with me just my whole life. I felt his presence, and anytime I was upset, I could just feel myself with my head on his lap as he comforted me. So he's been a strong presence, and he's a spokesperson. Athena, who I thought, when I said to Theo, Athena's appeared to me, and isn't she a myth? And they said no. And it's funny because Pegasus has appeared in my meditations for 50 years, and I accepted him. But Athena, I was thinking was a myth, but Athena is with me a lot, and she's wisdom. So Jesus is concerned through me of connecting you to your spirit within, like he said in his life, we're all his brothers and sisters. The same energy is in all of us, and that's his interest. Athena is wisdom. You hold the infinite wisdom inside you, and her interest is helping people tap into wisdom. And Ezekiel, Archangel Ezekiel, I had to look him up after he said he was one of the main spokespeople, is here to help you with your life purpose and the gifts and talents you brought in, and finding out what those are and helping you see the holding the light for you along your life journey. So those are the 3 major spokespeople. But as I say that, Gabriel's involved with it. I mean, then I hear all these other kind of voices saying, mention me, mention me, and mention me. So there are a lot like Buddha, and it's like Buddha I always feel is in the background. I mentioned White Tara's energy is always with me. Without having a friend of mine who is Hindu, I would not have known who Vishnu was. But in my meditations, Vishnu appeared at one point and asked for permission to put his hands on me. He wanted to help raise my energy and raise my elevation from the Hindu tradition. And it was like almost like a ticker tape I could see as Vishnu, 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 Vishnu. And I thought, who was Vishnu? And then I remembered. So it's like all these entities from all these different disciplines are there and come through, and then all the guardian angels and spirits around anybody's present that wants to talk to them can come through to talk to them also if they're not hearing them directly. But through me, their message really is, you have all of this, anything they can say, you have the same energy and information inside you. It's just that it's like we develop amnesia when we enter our bodies. Sometimes I wish I had developed more when I was a young child, but most people develop an amnesia and forget that they are this powerful spirit that's eternal, not this speck. That's what they were saying the other day, is if you really think in terms of eternity, your life is one speck. So everything you guys are fretting about and putting so much energy into, have fun. You guys came here to have fun. Earth is spirit's playground. So we worry and start to hassle all these things, and they keep saying it is just less than a second in the perspective of your eternal being.
Oh, I needed to hear that today.
Yeah.
I definitely hear that. There's so many people posting questions and comments and things. And I wanted to just say, because I want to hold off on the questions or comments until maybe the last 10 minutes. And it's, we believe it or not, we're already 35 minutes into this hour. So before we keep going, I wanted to say, I know I have one of the books from when we were there, Choosing the Journey Within. And I know that you're writing a new book right now. And I believe that this is the cover for that one, which is Reflections of Spirit, Discovering Your True Self.
That's the second book that's already out.
Oh, that's the second book that's already out. I'm sorry. So we don't have a picture of the newest because it's not developed.
Hasn't been created yet. Amazon doesn't let you create the cover till you upload the book. So I'm about, I would say, 3 weeks away from having the book finished, and it goes into editing. So sometime between the next 4 to 8 weeks, it will be on Amazon.
I was going to say, you can get these on Amazon right now.
Yes.
Choosing the Journey Within, which I love.
Mm-hmm.
And also we have Reflections of Spirit, Discovering Your True Self.
The difference between the two, for anybody that might be interested, their first book, and now its cover looks more like the second book because the Wisdom Council, being the perfectionists they are, wants it to look like a 3-book set. So I had to go back and change the first cover to look closer to the second book and some of the formatting. But the first book is really for an early spiritual seeker or somebody that's not advanced in their spiritual path. And it's to guide you through releasing the barriers that are in your way from feeling your spirit within, and to be able to tap into your spirit within, and then to know what your gifts and talents you brought as spirit into this life. Because that is your path to bliss, is the expression of the gifts and talents that spirit brought into this life. So they have 26 adventures they walk you through, which, like I said earlier, I would call an exercise to help you stepwise get to the point you set clear intention. You realize you're the creator of your life through your power of choice. You let go of your inner critic that's blocking you from moving forward. You learn how to tap into that spiritual energy inside you. And then you learn how to discover your gifts and talents. So that's, if somebody's at a stage of their spiritual development that's helpful to them, that's that book. The second book, they wrote more for somebody that's more advanced on their spiritual journey and wanting to take it a step beyond that. So I won't, unless you want me to go into more details, go into that. But it starts with the 8 reflections of spirit, and spirit contains spiritual energy in 8 areas, and all of us have all of it. But when we come into this life, most of us choose 1 to 3 areas to kind of radiate into the earth and bring to the earth. Some of the major masters do all 8. Mother Teresa, the Dalai Lama, Jesus, represent all 8. But most of us at a different level are somewhere between 1 and 3 of those energies. So they help people identify which ones they as spirit may have come to work on. And
Now,
then I was going to say, then give you a lot of other things on continue to maintain your connection to your spirit within, and to change your perspective that's blocking you to keep raising your spiritual energy and elevate you to the level of the spirit you are.
That's amazing. And are we allowed a sneak peek of what the third book is going to be about, or are you allowed to give us?
The third book is, and actually I got so excited when I saw Donna's message when she said she just opened the first book for inspiration, because the third book is just 52, like if you wanted to do it weekly, if you were going to take it and work through it, it's 52 weeks of one topic after another of spiritual guidance and inspiration. So it's inspirational moments with spirit, and there's 52 topics. But they wanted to make it, because I like the cards for that and stuff like that. I use all of them. Like I got the angel cards you guys showed once. I open a lot of different things for inspiration like that. So they wanted it where somebody, and they communicate in all of these. They believe in involving both sides of the brain, and they keep having me buy and add more pictures in that they select. So they're communicating their energy through the pictures in the book, as well as the words, because they say to incorporate it fully, spirit comes through the right hemisphere of the brain. And they need the right hemisphere engaged for them to get their message to you, not just the words that the left hemisphere is engaging. So both books have have pictures. This book it has a picture. It starts with a picture of whatever the concept is they're talking about, and then brief inspirational things just to inspire you to think about that day or give you what you need that moment if you randomly open it. If you want to use it for that whole week and go into it in more detail, then the next page, so each of the 52 topics is 2 pages, it goes into more ideas about what you can do to incorporate that in your life, whether it's compassion, loving kindness, tapping into your true self, whatever the topic is that they're going into, gratitude, appreciation. So one can approach it that they talk about in the introduction to just be an inspiring book, like they mean to open it up and let spirit guide you to what you need in that moment, or you can use it to actually work your way through to a deeper level throughout the year.
Exciting. Oh, and I know we have a million questions.
Kim, do you
And
have any questions?
Well, I was just going to ask, where do we get your book? Because I'm definitely going to
Yeah.
order it.
All of them are on Amazon.com. I self-publish through
Okay.
Amazon.com. So they run a little, so the Kindle version for people on Kindle Unlimited would be free to them. And I think the Kindle version on the first 2 books is $5.99. So that's the least expensive way if you want it on the computer. And their pictures come so vibrant, that energy just comes through.
Yeah.
But I have to pay the printing from Amazon is so much more expensive for color. And since half the book is the pictures and they're sending their energy directly to you through the pictures, that's the main thing. So like the paperback books can be $24.95 because of the high printing costs. And the hardback books, which they just make, there's not even a choice. That's their most expensive paper and their most expensive print. It's the most vibrant, but they get into the $35. So there's a price range and price point for anybody that may want it, because it's out in both the ebook, the paperback, and the hardback on Amazon.
And you'll
and if you do a search under my name, Katie Easterwood, they should all pop up.
I just posted the link in the comments for your Amazon link and followed you because I forgot to follow you last time I saw you on Amazon. So when you guys all copy and paste, I don't know the format that it comes out. You can either click the link in all of the comments for anywhere that you're watching, whether it's Tracy's page, Open Minded Mystics, you're watching us on Twitch, wherever it is, even YouTube. I just posted it into the comments. You can copy and paste and use that link or click it. And all the information that Katie just spoke about is there. I don't know where we're going to go next, but we have lots of people that want to comment and question. But Kim, you're jumping around.
Well, I want to mention something. So I've been having this is a difficult time in my life. And for some reason, since you've been here, I felt so calm. Like what you just have the calmest, what the energy that we're getting is just calming.
It's their energy.
I'm going to have to put you in my pocket and carry you around.
Yeah. You have it inside you. That's what they want you to know.
Yeah, but it's better when you're around.
Yeah, it's way better when you're around.
Well, and that's why they flow through me, is to help people at first. And it does take a while to meditate. It took me a while when I meditated and they started taking me to all these strange places. But just becoming still 15 minutes a day and focusing on your heart, you will find with practice that energy is going to start radiating from you.
Yeah, I do meditate. I do. It's changed my life. I feel like meditation, I'm a relationship coach, and I feel like the one thing I say over and over and over again to every client all the time, over and over again, you can do whatever you want all day long, but if you meditate, that will impact your life in such a way that it will break you down from the foundation and build you back up again. That's my feeling.
So if you don't, they say setting your intention before you meditate. They say that about anything in life, but as to what you want to experience, whether you want to talk to your guide or your spirit within, that's actually one of the things they just typed for the 3rd book today, is to take 15 minutes, become still, set a question you have, and then write out after your 15-minute meditation the first thing that comes to mind, as a way to start getting used to hearing from your spirit within.
It's a great
So
idea.
Chris
I'm going to write that
Quigley
down.
Chris Quigley
But
was
I do feel very blessed, I have to say, because I feel this energy around me all the time and feel it flow through me. So I'm glad to hear it benefits other people, because to me it is just such a, I was so afraid to let it happen at first, and it is such a blessing all the time. And it is only love. I mean, there isn't no judgment to it. It's, they see the whole world through love. So when they're in my eyes and I can see it, the world is a beautiful place, which is what they keep saying. We're all blessed to be here. We chose this life. We weren't forced here. We chose this life. It's a gift. It's a precious gift. And Earth is a playground. And they keep telling people, ground yourself in nature. You came here to love the beautiful Earth environment.
I love that. I love that. So Christopher Quigley, who was with us that day, who was our Tracy's boyfriend, says, I'm an open-minded skeptic, but I definitely felt a surge of warm oh, geez. Somebody else read that if the dog keeps barking. Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, I am an open-minded skeptic, but I definitely felt a surge of warm energy when I was there, like a loving embrace from a parent. I'm sure you hear that all the time, Katie, right?
Yeah, I do. But hi, Chris. I actually felt the energy coming back from you guys. So, I mean, Chris is one that generates a lot of that energy, and both Donna and Tracy do. So it's I think it's a mutual thing. Their energy comes out and touches you, and it builds up that energy within you that comes back out of you, because I feel it back from the audience.
Yeah. I'm taking you home, Katie. Come here.
I know, right? Here we go. Donna, go ahead. Read that one. I'll read it.
I have a dog barking. I'm trying to keep mute. That's why I'm doing it. So
okay. I'll do it then. It says, OMG, I'm going to have to rewatch from the beginning. Her medical background is fascinating to me. Again, I'm sure you get that as well, Katie, where it's like you have both sides of the coin.
Yes. I think because, like, a lot of people that are psychic embraced it early on and have done it so long, although that's certainly not true of Esther, and Sheila had her life-changing experience that it happened. But I always, service was always my calling, and I could feel that, whether it was in protecting the environment and the earth and this love of the earth, or the medical part and hospice work, and then the mental health. It's always trying to help somebody tap into their strengths and have a joyful, happy life. I never gave anybody their answers in anything. I always tried to guide them to their answers. And that's similar to what the Wisdom Council does. So
wow, this is incredible. Donna, I know we've got a lot of different, this is so exciting. So I know what one of the questions is going to be, because Kim asked it earlier. Katie, how would someone work with you? If someone watching this is saying, I want to work, either do you do group work? Do you have to do a seminar? Can you do one-on-ones? How does it work?
Anybody can talk directly to them, not me. So since I'm not a therapist anymore, and I'm a channel, what I offer is to let people speak directly to them and ask them anything they want. So if they go on my website, they'll see the services that I offer, but there's an introductory 30-minute for people that haven't talked to them individually before, and it's $24.95, I believe, as an introductory 30 minutes, and they can do it by phone or on Zoom.
That's incredible.
And just talk to them directly.
That's awesome.
You'd be surprised how quick that 30 minutes goes. And very few people after one need another one, unless they just have a lot they want to do, because they talk quick and cover lots of territory, and they probably give you a year's worth of stuff to work on before you need to talk to them again. But there's hour sessions, and if several of you wanted to get together and do it, there's a 2-hour session that people can do. And of course, the books are the cheapest way to get their guidance, but to talk to them directly, that's available. I had been doing workshops up until October. And since I had COVID, I can't talk for I can't let them go through me, but I don't have the energy to talk for 3 hours straight. So I haven't gotten back. My hope is by the end of the year that strength will build back. They could talk to me. They can talk to me for 3 hours, but whether I could function after that would be the question, because that high energy coming through you is so draining. So I'm not doing workshops right now, I would do hour work. If people emailed me and said they were interested in me doing hour workshops on Zoom or hour and a half workshops, I would be happy to do that. I have not heard there was a demand for that as much as the in-person work. But hopefully by the end of this year, I could channel them 3 hours straight and have the energy to
Let
do
me
that.
tell you what, we were there when she channeled them 3 hours straight. And ladies and gentlemen, it's 3 full hours of the
Fast.
Wisdom Council talking
I
to
have a
you.
question. I have a
Yeah.
question. And this is just because, and I've always wondered this about Esther Hicks, because I was always fascinated with Edgar Cayce, right? So
Yeah.
I found Edgar Cayce so interesting, and I read a lot of the works of Edgar Cayce, and I know one of the things his guides used to say to him is, you can't do this work so much. You're going to get sick. You can't do this work so much. And then I look at Esther Hicks and I'm like, she's probably figured that out. And you seem pretty healthy. So my question is, what do you do differently than Edgar Cayce, or is it just that?
Well,
we work-
but even Esther, I think that might be their DVD. Like I said, I think I have everything they've ever produced. I love
Yeah.
Esther Hickson.
Yeah.
And even she said at first she would say to Jerry, "What if they're burning me out? What if they're hurting me?" It drained her at first. It's energy. Luckily they had raised my vibration that didn't happen. But she talks about when they first came through her teeth started chattering and she didn't know what was happening. And Sheila Gillette actually said then she mentored Esther through that time to adjust to it. And then as she said, her body actually is better. So I've had fibromyalgia, which is pain all over my body for 40 years now. I just live with it. And they tell me it's a choice. I keep questioning that one. A choice my spirit made coming into it. It helps me be more empathetic.
Okay.
It helps me connect with people and understand what they're going through. And my goal this lifetime is not to be healed from that. It is to have that. But it does affect my body. So my body, the organs in all of my body is totally healthy. But dealing with the pain when I'm Katie, when the energy flows through me, I don't feel it at all.
Okay.
Mm.
It sounds like
So
it throws to you more and more.
so I can go through the workshop, but it's the effect. And even at the workshop, I say to people, when you feel this energy for 3 hours, don't be prepared after a couple of hours if you need to sit down and rest.
Yeah.
I'm supercharged for the first 2 hours after the workshop, but I need to be somewhere after that I can lay flat for 60 to 90 minutes. So I know
Sure.
it can affect other people the
Yeah.
same way.
And I know everyone's going to I know we have a million comments, but one thing, is there any message from the Wisdom Council that you would like all of us to know? Because Katie, we're going to have you back, but I definitely wanted to see if there's anything they want.
Well, first off, what they want to tell everybody, that's their standard phrase, is you are love and you are loved. You need to know there's an infinite number of beings loving each one of you. You can call, they're speaking through me now, you can call upon us at any point in time, and we are there. We're omnipresent. We can be present anywhere, millions of people at the same time. Do not hesitate. Whoever your master being, angel, non-physical being is of choice, call on that energy for help at any point you need it in your life. That is our purpose, to be of service to you now. But know that strength is inside you, and our purpose is to get you eventually to tap into the power of that spiritual energy that's in there animating your life. And you hear it as well as she's hearing us. There's no reason you can't hear that spirit inside you as well as she's hearing us to guide every choice you make. If you follow your spirit's guidance along your life journey, you're going to have a happy, joyful life journey. Even times of stress, the eye of the storm, you're going to feel cushioned by love from it and guided through it. So sorry, they just came in.
Oh, don't be sorry.
They're here.
Woof. That was awesome.
When my eyes go closed and they start talking, I don't keep my eyes open when they're talking because it's harder. They open them eventually, but that's how when they just slipped in. You asked them, so they thought they'd answer directly, I guess.
I love it. I love this. Oh my gosh. Katie, this is just so amazing. I know, girls, I see everybody's beaming. Donna, you're beaming. Kim, you're like so excited. I love this. I know we only have 5 more minutes. So Donna, did you have a question before anybody barks?
Oh, I know. No, I don't have a question because I'm just really grateful that you're here, and so I can't wait for the third book because I definitely have like some focus issues, if you want, I don't know, challenges. I don't want to call them issues. So for me, with any book, like I've always been that person because I do believe that it speaks to me that way. Like I feel like I was pulled that day to open that page, and I pulled all the time to like open pages, and well, look, I just opened to remember always you are loved and you are loved. So it's like right there.
That's awesome.
So,
I see the picture. So beautiful.
yeah. So it's
When you posted that and I saw that, I could almost feel that energy. They were jumping up and down and saying, "Oh, we're writing the book for her, just like her."
yeah. I'm like, my legs are like shaking. I was just like, I'm so excited because it's so true. One of the fun things is the insignia for my business, which is part of like my whole like questions and what's going on in my life is a big change, is the spiral. So I love this picture. I love nature. I'm out there every day walking the dog and just talking to the trees and smelling all the flowers. And I love immersing myself in nature. And that is where I connect a lot.
They keep going back through all 3 of their books, talking about the importance of nature. We're part of nature. We're not separate from nature. And it really is. It's different parts of nature for each person, but it is how you find yourself and ground yourself is through nature on this earth.
I love it. Thank you so much.
We are definitely going to have you back because I know everybody wants to speak to the Wisdom Council. I mean, I bet you everybody watching is like, oh, I want to speak to the Wisdom Council but honestly, I just want to hang out with you. You're going in my pocketbook now.
Thank you. I like a support system too. Anybody, if they feel they want to talk directly, they got a brief glimpse of what it's like to hear from them directly. But if you want to talk to them directly versus me, go on the website, and like I said, it's just a little less than $25 for 30 minutes, and you'd be surprised how much they say in 30 minutes.
We have Lynn Millinger here, and she said she wanted to tell you that nice to meet you, and she has done a past life regression with Brian Weiss, she's telling you. And then one of our friends, Madeline Mulvaney, is just so excited. She said, Sedona is amazing. I went and had a shamanic spiritual healing experience about 10 years ago, incredible and life-changing. She was told that she was let me find the other comment. She was told by a medium that Karen No, that she was a medicine woman in her prior life. And she was amazed and explained why I have an obsession with Native American history. And, I wanted to not leave without putting up the picture. When we went to see you, we met your friend who does all of your editing, and Evan. So Evan was he helped to build this stupa park, correct?
Yes, it's Jetsama is the reincarnated Lama. I think the first one recognizes a female reincarnated Lama in the United States and the Buddhist tradition. And they're based in Maryland and have a number of stupas there. But they came to, around 2000, came to Sedona to build this stupa, which they considered energetically and ley lines and everything. They have these Buddhist people that come out and study that to select the site, the spiritual center of energy. So apart from the stupa being there, the way the energy is configured up there is heightening the spiritual experience. So they have the one you showed, the Amitabha Buddha, and it has a lot of, if people look up what goes into a stupa, it represents the Buddha's body, but there's a lot of sacred relics and things like that inside it that have energy. And then there's a smaller one to White Tara there that's very special to me because, as I mentioned earlier, she appeared to me the first time I was meditating at that one, and I have felt her energy since. So it is a very powerful, and the Native Americans have built a medicine wheel up there too. So it's a beautiful area. But yes, that's what Evan is part Hindu and Buddhist, so he helps ground me. And when all this energy, I would meditate and not be able to come out of meditations when all this first started. He was the one that talked me through to ground me back into reality, if reality exists. Whatever our perceived reality is, there's no absolute reality.
I have a short video I want to share with you, and that's from this beautiful place that you told us to go to.
That's
It's
awesome.
so beautiful. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it was just amazing. It was beautiful, and the wind was amazing. I love the wind. I love wind.
And the clouds. Nothing's prettier than the red rocks and that view. The stupa from that area, you get a 360-degree view of Sedona and its energy that's absolutely magnificent.
Yeah.
So anybody that comes to Sedona, I'd recommend finding the stupa, just not only for the energy experience, but the views and just everything. But a cloudy day in Sedona where the light's breaking through and hitting the rocks and you see the beautiful cumulus clouds is my favorite.
Unbelievable.
Anybody that goes to Sedona, I would suggest to not leave. That would be my suggestion. I'm trying to figure out, Katie, how to make it happen and get my butt back.
20 years, friends that came here kept telling me I needed to come here because of what I was interested in. And I never did. And finally I thought, okay, I've got to go. First time, fell in love with it, bought the house to retire in within a year of being here.
That's so
It took me 8 more years to get here full time, but we were back and forth every vacation.
That's
Oh,
awesome.
That's
that's
amazing.
so cool. I know we're going to do an angel card. but
Yeah.
we have to ask you now and put the pressure on you. Katie, please tell me you'll come back to Open-Minded Mystics.
I'm willing to come back as much as you're willing to have me. It's exciting for me. I love your energies. It's supportive of me. That's why I've watched it when I'm not on it. I think you guys, like the Wisdom Council said, what you're doing is a service to all people to raise awareness.
Oh,
And it's just wonderful energy for me to be around also.
I
That's
love it.
Thank you.
I love it.
excited.
All right, Donna, take it
All
away.
right, you
Show
ready?
her how it's done.
Katie, you have to go first. So this is how
Okay.
we do it here. We do a little shuffle, and then when you're ready, you just tell me to stop, and then we'll see what the message is on the top and the bottom.
Stop.
Okay, top, stop, she said. All right.
Obviously, they think the top's the most important. Adventure.
Adventure instead
That's
of being-
crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy, right?
This is definitely an adventure for me. And when I think of it that way, it's only exciting. But
I love
all they ever talk about is adventure. They see life as an adventure.
I love it.
So I think they pulled that one.
They did.
And then middle path. Ooh, that one dropped. Wait,
Oh,
we're gonna go with Archangel Gabriel. Everything dropped. It was like Gabriel pushed everybody out of the way. It says you will soon receive some positive news. The channels for clear and honest communication are now open. Keep an open heart and speak your truth lovingly without fear. I think you already do that, Kate.
Archangel Gabriel is one that wanted me to keep mentioning his name. I see Gabriel as female, but he calls himself a he. So they're all universal energy. But Gabriel is one that's always been here from the start and is the messenger and thinks he should be included in the top 4.
I love that. I love that. Kim, you want to go next?
Sure.
All right.
Okay.
All right, let's see.
Uh,
Oh my gosh. Like, really? What's happening with these cards?
Stop.
Something's pushing me.
Okay.
Say destiny.
Okay.
Your destiny is to blossom, to shine, to transform to an ever greater light, Kim,
I love that. Thank you. I'll take it.
and diversity.
Okay.
The world would be a boring place if we were all the same. Celebrate your uniqueness. You're special and much loved.
Oh,
I feel the Wisdom Council's affecting these messages.
I think so.
oh.
I'm flipping them out of my hands like a bunch of naughty little angels. Like they're having so much fun, like flying around. All right, Tracy, are you
Here
ready?
we go.
Okay.
Stop.
They do have fun. They're playful.
They
Ooh,
are.
I like playful.
Ooh, Blue Angel.
Blue Angel.
I, Archangel Michael, am here by your side. I am around you and will forever protect you. Remember this whenever you feel fearful. I love you. All is well.
Oh, that's
Ooh,
awesome.
One of my
I love
favorites.
that.
Michael and Raphael would tell you they're the 2 predominant angels in the group.
Yes.
Ooh.
Courage. You have what it takes, Tracy. Just do it. We, your angels, are here to support you.
Yes, I love that.
See? All right.
You must have that as a comedian to get up on the stage and
Mhm.
Yeah,
Mhm. Just have to keep reminding myself of that, Katie. That's it.
exactly right. That's true. All right.
All right.
Let's see what I get.
Here we go. Donna, get it, girl.
Okay, here we go. Oh, think global. You're being
Okay.
encouraged to spread your wings, think outside the square. You are a citizen of the world. Expand your vision, imagine the world within your heart, embrace it, surround it with love, and let it be so it will be. And
they're saying
good
that's in regard to your business.
Mm-mm.
okay. And
I don't know
ready?
what that means, but
The unknown. That's the first one for us. Do not fear the unknown.
Whoa.
It's the time of deep exploration and transformation. Unfamiliar territory leads to new horizons.
I think you're moving, girl. I feel it.
I hope so. So look, my cousin said, gee, she goes, gee, I wonder where to go. I wonder what full circle combo that is from. Yeah, exactly this morning. Yes, counsel. She said, yes. Oh, what an exciting,
This was
amazing
an
night.
awesome
thank you for
show.
this opportunity. Blessings to all of you.
Thank you
Thank
for the
you.
opportunity. Don't go anywhere because we're going to leave and we jump in the back
Okay.
and just say goodbye to each other and give each other a virtual hug. But right now, everybody, we will see you in 2 weeks, right? And we'll come up with a topic. We'll post it. Anyone that would like to come to our event on Wednesday evening, we definitely have some room. We'd love to have you join us. All you need to do is check us out. Send an email over to manifestingmondays8@gmail.com. And I think it'll be awesome. I think that if you're drawn to come to that, to see us that night, that'd be amazing. We'd love to have you. And I'm just trying to find our email because,
And while she does that, I just want to reiterate, Wisdom Council, onespirit1heart.com. It's scrolling along the bottom. It's been scrolling along the bottom the whole time. So if you need to find Katie, which you definitely do, I know I'm doing that phone call. You're crazy if you don't. Wisdom Council, onespirit1heart.com. That's how you find her. You found it, Dee.
I found it. It took me a minute, but I found it. Thank you so much from the bottom of our hearts. I mean, what a pleasure it was to spend time with you tonight. Everybody, thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you soon. See you soon. See you soon.
Have a great week, everybody.